Hello everybody, King of New Anglia here, and welcome to this tutorial on how to build a Hornby layout. Now before we start, I'd like to make a few notes. I'd like to say a few things. Firstly, this layout is not going to be a large one. I've designed the dimensions to be 3 feet by 2 feet, and half of it is not going to be taken up by the track. So if you want to learn how to build a large layout, try elsewhere. Also, I would like to mention I'm British, so I will be using British terminology. Anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can begin. Now, the software I'm using for this project to design the layout is called AnyRail. Now, however, this version's only the trial version, which limits me to 50 pieces of track. But for this layout, that's more than enough. Now, I based the layout on the Trenton End layout by YouTuber TurboJUK, but I have added my own additions, and I've changed a few things here and there to meet my own standard, to meet my own design. But now that we've finished with the design aspect, we can get on to the actual making. Well, it's been a bit of a while since I did that first bit, so but good news, today we went to the local hardware store and we've bought this baseboard. Sorry about it being out of focus, but the baseboard is 2 feet by 3 feet, which is what I need for the layout itself. Half of it's not going to be taken up by the track. Some parts of it are going to be for scenic parts. Now, I haven't bought the track yet, but I have sorted out what I need. I'm just going to have basically next time the next shot may be in the future, hopefully the not too distant future. Okay, so after doing a not so quick inventory of all the track I've got at my disposal, some of them I inherited from my grandfather very kindly. I actually found I've got most of the track I need to fulfill my track plan. That line's going to go off into a sort of tunnel arrangement, and that's where the power's going to come from. Then there's some points here and there. If you've seen TurboJUK's video Trenton End, you'll know how this layout will operate. But hopefully, because I've got all this stuff, all I need to do is buy a few things. Sadly, I haven't seen if this track will actually takes power, but that's a concern for the future. Now we've moved on to the build process, and I will admit there have been a few changes. I redesigned the layout to incorporate link wires to give a section of track some more power. Also, this is the second half of the build footage I made, as I did record a full hour. The process took about an hour. This is the second half of that hour, and I'd already started, as you can see. I decided to use underlay instead of ballasting, because ballasting would glue it down, and if I decided to change the layouts, it would be a bit of a hassle to try and
sort that out. So anyway, the nail I'm using there is a sort of way to protect the track when I was nailing it down, but that ended up a bit tedious, so I ended up just using the end of the hammer. The underlay I got was from the local model zone, which if you know model zone, it's gone into administration. But anyway, the underlay I'm using isn't a Hornby underlay. They didn't have that in stock. What I'm using here is Pico underlay. There's also a bit where the track leads off onto the edge of the layout. That's for the power. But that's supposed to be out of shot. All the equipment I bought here and there. The track, as I said, was from all the inventory of the track. Was from a quick inventory of the track. But, if you notice, the points are having to rest above the underlay, while the rest of the track fits in easily. The Hornby track plan recommends if the layout is to be put down permanently, it should use underlay. It has the same effect as ballast, but it has some advantages. It gives a much more smoother ride, and it also quietens down. Also, it gives that sort of click to clack effect that you'd expect with a train. Whereas if it was just glued down, the noise would vibrate through the board. This foam layer allows the noise to be dampened. And that's the nailing complete. I stopped the camera and then started to do a test run. That's one of the engines I've got from the Hornby Collectors Club. I found that there was a bit of a problem with the connection. As it turned out, the nail down of the points was causing a problem with the connection. That's it sorted out, since now it runs completely. Then I moved on to the other side of the track to see if the link wires would work, and lo and behold, they did.
So here we are with the final result. The track finished. Although I'm going now, I haven't added any scenery or any station buildings because with lack of room, I've got to put the layout like the larger one, like my older larger one, on its side facing the wall. But I've got a lot of scenery in here and there within these boxes, and this and the scenic backdrop, which I'm probably going to try and place on it in the video, although we're not going to stick it on for obvious reasons. But I'm happy with the results so far. It's tested well. I don't think I'm gonna add any green mats or scatters. I got a comment on a video I recently posted up saying that I should focus on the quality of the story than the quality of the scenery. Many people I mainly asked the question of whether I should detail the scenery because on the internet there's a whole swath of people who aren't willing to suspend their disbelief, but the majority of people are. So I may think of adding a bit of scenery here, a bit of a detail here and there, but I'm okay with it so far. Unless I make a video about the scenery, this is the end of the video. This is the layout complete.